Welcome to another episode of Fabitgarage. So in this episode, as you can see back there, my waste oil heater or burner is going. I'm going to show you guys the updates of what I've done to it and what I plan on doing with it now that it's pretty cold. So I'll turn the camera on and I'll show you guys. Today, it's a pretty cold day. It's about a 23-degree day. The shop right now, it's about 60. And I'll show you guys what I do before when I come out here on a cold day like today. All right, so I'll show you guys what I do when it's a cold day like today. I run one of these diesel heaters, and what I have this for is just to get the shop warm. So I come in, I turn that on while I clean the burn pot on the waste oil heater, clean that up, warm up the stove, and get the stove going. On a day like today at 23 degrees here, it's the stove takes probably an hour to 2 hours to get the shop like somewhat comfortable. But if I run this and while this is running, I'm getting the stove going. Once the stove is going nice and hot, I can shut this off, and then the stove kind of takes over for the day. So I only run this to start the day. So I used to run just this in the shop, and I could easily go through $40, $50 worth of diesel a day if I'm out here for like 6-7 hours. Obviously, that's very expensive, especially now the diesel's like $4 a gallon. So again, I only run this to get the shop nice and cozy while the waste oil heater is coming up to temp. Then I shut this off and the waste oil heater takes over. Once my shop is fully insulated, I shouldn't have that problem, but this is very nice to have around. Again, not to run it all the time. And another negative on this, these give off a very unpleasant, strong smell. So you're not really supposed to run this on an enclosed garage. A lot of people do it and they're fine. I've done it many times and I'm fine, but it's not recommended. They do smell. So with my waste oil heater, you get zero smell, zero smoke in the shop. So it's awesome. So yeah, let's go over to the wood stove and I'll show you guys what I've done so far. All right, so as you guys can see the temp, it's about 65 degrees in here. Again, 23-degree day. I ran that torpedo heater, got it up to about 60, and then I shut it off. Now that the waste oil heater's going, I'll show you here if I can focus. That is almost at the red. So that's pretty much at 450. The actual stove is at 600. So right here, 600, over there's at like 450. I did go back to the stainless steel pot. This cast iron, this is all the cleanups from the other pots. This is not the deposits from just this pot. I just been dumping it in here. I did run this here. It worked really good, but I felt like the chimney was, the flame was so big, I felt like I was losing a lot of heat to the chimney. So I went back to that, and it seems that the chimney runs a lot cooler compared to the stove. So I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna play around with the pots. Maybe get another cast iron that's a little bit smaller. I think this is a little too big for me, but it did take longer to warm up. But once it warmed up, it was pretty good. But so far, I'm going back to the stainless. Another thing I did was a chimney. So last episode, I told you guys I wanted to convert the oval to round. So I did that. That's 1/4-inch pipe, 1/4-inch plate. And then this plate here goes down about 1.5 inches inside of the stove, and then I drilled holes and secured it to it. So it's not just a flat plate sitting on the oval opening. It actually has a wall that's oval shaped that goes in, so it's a legit adapter. Did not have to weld anything to the stove. Again, if I take out this screw and a screw on the other side, this adapter comes off. This is that band that I bought, that clamp, 6-inch clamp, works perfect. These two pipes here are flush. They have a cut in the middle between the two, and they're flush with the clamp there. So if I want to service this, remove those two bolts, open up the clamp, and then the stove with this piece of exhaust just slides forward, and I can work on it. I no longer have to disassemble the whole thing all the way up there. So that's kind of cool. So I did that, and then I finally put some handles on here. I made 3 handles. So these were old, really old files that I had laying around that I never used. So I pretty much put a metal insert in there, threaded it, and then basically just screwed it right on. Seems okay. It's nice because they don't get hot. Obviously they're wood. We'll see how long they last. But now I have handles that I can just open up. So now I have nice handles. I don't have to worry about burning my hand. And the other handle that I made for here was kind of redneck. But sometimes you got to make something. Whatever works. So yeah, stove is coming up to temp. I have plans to build a heat retrieving box, or like one of those magic heaters. I'm gonna pretty much get either a box or a cylinder or something, whatever I can come up with, scrap metal, and weld tubes across it, mount it up here, have a small blower blowing through. I've seen a lot of people building something similar, but the problem is they use huge blowers that blow way too much air, and the air ends up coming out cold. When you're trying to retrieve heat for something like this, you need a blower that blows very slow, just like the blower in the back of the stove here. That's only a 50 CFM blower, so if you put your hand here, it's coming out, but it's not coming out very fast. If that was any faster, it would most likely not be coming out burning hot like it is right now. So that's my starting. That's diesel and engine oil mixed. I use that just to start the fire, because with it, you put the torch in there and it fires right up. Works awesome. So it's not bad, considering I still do not have the plastic on the ceiling. So once I put the plastic on the ceiling, it should make a big difference here with the fans keeping the heat down. So I still have to do that. Again, I have to move a lot of things to get the ladders up there. It's a lot of work. It's not as easy as it sounds. Especially I have to go around the lights and stuff. Probably make a cut on the plastic so the light can come through. I don't really want to drape plastic over the lights. It's kind of ghetto. But you know, we're gonna fix this up slowly and make it work better. But for now, this is working good. I do want to relocate the reservoir. So one of the problems I've been having, I wouldn't call it a problem, but on a 20-degree day like today, this here, the oil's so thick. So this comes down very thick, and then this pipe here doesn't get hot at all. I can keep my hand here for 20 minutes, it doesn't get hot. This is actually cold. It's literally cold. So I think I'm gonna move the reservoir there, and then I'm gonna run the feed line down and over. The reason why I want to do that is because right here, it's pretty hot. So the radiation, the heat radiating from the stove will keep at least this section of the line warm, and hopefully the whole thing will be somewhat warm. So I'm hoping that fuel traveling here, going in here, should keep it warm. There is, a possibility of, I guess, one day the line leaking and dripping in here, but that's why I went this route to begin with, keeping the fuel kind of coming sideways away from everything. But I need to find a way to keep this line warm. So if any of you guys have any ideas, throw a comment down there. How can I keep this line warm without having to relocate the reservoir and run the line above the stove? Or I got to figure something out, because when that line's cold, the oil travels down. It's so slow, and then that's what happens here. That will start to back up, and then it'll come out the front, like happened here when I first started this morning. Now that it's warmer out in the shop, it does flow fine. It's just that, when it's really cold, getting this started up. So if you guys have any ideas, throw it out there. Again, another thing I want to mention is this: fire extinguishers. Have fire extinguishers, at least one, near your waste oil heater. You never know what's going to happen. If you need it, it's there. I have one here, and I have one right on the other side of the shop. Make sure it's a class B, because that's for fuel and oil. So have a fire extinguisher just in case, because one day if you need it, you're going to be sorry you didn't spend $20-$30 on a fire extinguisher. All right, I want to show you guys the amount of smoke I'm getting. As you can see right there, it's pretty much just steam. And that's how you know you're burning pretty clean, because you're literally getting zero smoke. All right, so as you guys saw, there's zero smoke outside, which is awesome. So that's how you know your system is running good. If I went outside and this thing was pumping black smoke, you know this thing is not burning clean. This is actually the right way of getting rid of waste oil, is to burn it. There's no other way for you to get rid of it, to dispose of it. You can't dump it anywhere. This is literally the right way of getting rid of it, is to burn it clean and have no smoke. So another thing I'm going to show you guys is how much oil do I use. So this is a 5-gallon reservoir. My system, the way it is, I use about 1.5 to 2 quarts an hour. So if you have right here, if I can focus, 5 gallons. So I basically want 2 hours a gallon. So you do the math, that's 10 hours of run time on run reservoir. Takes me about 20 seconds, 30 seconds to fill this up all the way up. Just go down to the corner of the shop, grab oil, fill this up a couple times, and literally I come in, I fill this up. It takes 30 seconds, and I run this thing all day. I'm never out here for more than 8 hours, honestly. So this literally runs all day. The next day I come in, I fill it up again. I run it all day. It's about 1.5 to 2 quarts an hour, which is not bad at all. Some people claim they use a quart an hour. Some people use more. This is mine, and this is what runs best on mine. I'll show you here. Close up if I can. That is how much oil I'm using. Very little. So for those that are looking to build one of these, it's not hard to do. If you want to build something similar, like a wood stove on legs like this, just go back to my first videos. I show you guys how I did it and everything. So yeah, guys, if any of you have any questions about the heater, let me know. Like I said, I'm learning as I go too. I'm not a professional, waste oil heater builder or anything. I just built that. It works good for my shop. Once it's insulated, it'll work better. But if you guys have any questions, just drop a comment. Or if you have any suggestions, drop a comment. I don't mind trying to make this thing run better. So yeah, my next video, I'll probably be upgrading that again. Maybe building a box. We'll see how much time I have now that it's really cold here. And I have a baby. I have to make time to come out here and make some things. But again, I promise you guys, I'm still going to come out here and make videos. Here I am. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit that like on that video. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.